Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Valkyria Chronicles. This is Colonel RPG, as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today, as I think I can get past this. Let me guess, I can't. Oh, I can. The game actually worked normally. I am so glad. Welcome on in. We're hunting down the ones who hunt. And that guy takes 2 shots in the head? That one does not.
Nothing personal.
Oh yeah, there's quite a lot of personal going on here. There's so much things personal that I even know what I'm saying. Okay. Now, I'm gonna use the sniper to take down all the shock troopers. That's their names, I remembered. Okay. Yeah, that guy is strong. He's got a name in things. So I'm gonna use the tank.
Good night.
Good.
Sweet dreams.
So she only has an extra... She? Marina. Yeah, that's a woman's name. Either way, she only has, they only have the 1 shot left. And that guy is the Edge. That guy over there. Say guy again.
Good night.
That one.
Sweet dreams.
Twitching a little bit, huh?
Just keep up this pace.
Yeah, we're gonna retreat a little bit, just in case. Oh, that's good enough. Okay. So those guys were about to run away, which is a bit of a problem. A bit of a problem. Now, the bit of a problem here is that Alicia is expected to kill Fujmolt over here. Or I use the Edelweiss to go up there and just ruin their day. Because Alicia can do things over here. The problem with the Edelweiss is that the Edelweiss is gonna take damage from the back. Which is not the worst thing. But those guys, look at them. If they shoot our... Yeah, look at that. They're doing damage. So let's hope that we land some real good headshots there. And you'll notice that 14 headshots to kill? Seriously? Only need the 1 anti-tank thing. And I did it.
You're doing well. Just keep it up.
Rotating. You can see how little rotating actually... This is such a finicky thing. You can see how little rotating actually uses up ammo. Very, very little. Okay. So you have snipers for this. Not for all of them. Also, this is not the ideal position. I could use Rosie to go up there. Okay, let's be cautious. And by that, of course, saves. Save system. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to get a body. We're going to take that guy out over there. In fact, I can do that right away. Because our accuracy is actually quite good.
I can pull my weight.
Yeah. Knowing that the circle is the accuracy thing, I think I didn't notice it before because the circle was so tiny. Or so large, rather, before.
Don't you worry.
Alright, am I not trying to skip you? Okay. And then Emil over here is gonna get all the kills. Emil already survived the shot.
I can do this.
I wonder if they're trying to flee from here, from where we are, because there's another red bit. So down you go. So doing this is important.
Yeah.
Because that guy might have been able to shoot Rosie. And I'm going to use Rosie to go up against those and just shoot them. So, might be able to even kill them both. Oh, stand. Yeah. Let's line them both up. Hmm.
Here I come.
Not too bad. He doesn't turn back. He does. You gotta... Ow, ow. Don't you dare. Okay. No, I wouldn't want Rosie
Moving out.
to get shot. Oh, that camera. Excuse me, sir. Ma'am. Hi. I'm so sorry. I'm not at all. This is personal. Operation complete. Da.
Operation complete. That's all of them.
This chapter was called War Without Weapons. I'm not sure why. A medal awaits you in the audience hall for merit in combat. A new episode has been added. Let's do that. Oh, actually, let's go to the audience hall. Oh, no. No, not that. Tab select. Headquarters. What's the key for going there? I keep thinking it's R1 and L1, but I don't think it is. I think it's R2 and L2, or whatever they're called. They keep changing their names.
Lieutenant Welcome,
Because bumper and
honor
trigger.
of your manifold
My manifold! Danger to the manifold! I get a shield and a lance. That's not a fencing shield.
May your elite
Thank you. That was a kite shield. Wait, was it? It's sort of it's a heater shield mixture. It's a big shield anyway. And we're gonna continue. Probably gonna deal with the Darkson here. And Rosie's never gonna actually say I'm sorry. For things that people would normally say I'm sorry, like, oh, you lost your family, I'm sorry.
You live in this village, kid? Where's your family at?
The Imperials who came to the village before. They killed my parents.
That's rough.
Why do people hate us? Are they gonna keep hating us forever?
I'll tell you something. My town got hit by a hunt, too.
Didn't we read about that? I think we read about that, about the reason why she started hating Darkson. I don't know if we read about it. I think she was basically her parents got killed by Darkson, and then she's like, I hate all Darkson, and that's that.
Really?
I hope it would be thematically relevant for her to avoid, to not say that particular detail.
A whole bunch of Darksons
Dang
lived
it.
near me, see? And they burned the whole place down. My mom and little brother died in the fire.
It would also be thematically relevant for the kid not to say I'm sorry, because she didn't say I'm sorry.
After that, I started hating Darksons, too. Figured if it weren't for them, you know? But a good friend showed me I was all wrong. She was the first real Darkson friend I had.
What's she like? How'd you become friends?
She was real stubborn, but she was true. Kind and honest and strong to the core. But she and I were off fighting the Empire and she got killed.
Oh,
Building a world where Darksons and everybody else got along was always her big dream. I figure now it falls on me to make sure that happens.
do you know a way to get people not to hate us? If so, please tell me.
I wish I did, kiddo. All I know is how to get things done my own way. Wanna know my plan? When this war's over, I'm gonna be a singer.
A singer?
Yeah. Songs sound the same to folks of all kinds. The feelings behind them get through.
I know a lot of people who don't like English songs because they don't understand the words. And I don't understand those people, but those people exist. I mean, as you probably know, I'm not a native speaker, and the people I'm talking about, they're not native English speakers, that's why they don't understand the words, that's what I mean. Still, that's fine, Rosie. You go, you do the singing.
I'll keep singing until her dream comes true. That's my way of making her world happen. You should figure out your own way, kiddo.
How I'd change the world?
Well, I gotta get going. Take care, kid.
You too. Thank you very much.
That kid sort of showed up out of nowhere, but it served a very interesting thing. Also, I was thinking about how she would say I'm sorry. I don't think she can, from a linguistic perspective. Japanese doesn't have the same attitude towards I'm sorry as English does. In fact, a lot of my language included doesn't do that. We don't say that same word for. We don't say I'm sorry for expressing sorrow. We specifically ask for forgiveness when we say I'm sorry for asking for forgiveness, and then we express sorrow, or depends on the situation and the person, of course, but we say specifically when somebody loses somebody, we say another sentence which is like my condolences, or tends to be my condolences, or I'm very sorry, or even that, like we don't say I'm very sorry that happens, because that's what I'm sorry means when somebody has something bad happen to them. So and Japanese doesn't have that. Specifically, at least the words that I know, they don't express sorrow in the sense of asking for forgiveness. I don't actually know what they mean. I know what they are, but I just don't know what they mean. Like maybe they have other meanings, but I'm pretty sure they don't. Not that meaning anyway. So she wouldn't just mistakenly or passingly say I'm sorry, even if it wasn't what she meant. Although that is hers, of course, from a storytelling perspective and from a character development, that's definitely her saying I'm sorry when she says I'm gonna be a singer, try to make the world that Izara wanted, make it happen. That's it's very difficult. The subject here is very difficult. It's not presented. It's presented in a very superficial way. I've read and heard stories from people who, specifically kids, and I mean not heard stories from kids. I've heard stories from adult people who talk about when they were kids and first realized when it came to their first realization that racism was a thing that they were a victim of. Because the thing with racism is that it's systematic. It's a system that it makes it racist. Because people, it's kind of complicated. You can definitely have people who are racist on a system that is not racist, but that's not what happens in reality. The system is racist, and people become racist because of the system that they live in, depending on the age that they are, or the age as in like the year, what year is it, and what part of the world it is, and all that sort of stuff, and of course what groups and all that sort of stuff. Racism is very complicated, but for kids, that's what, like, racism is traumatizing in such a deep level, specifically for kids, or it's traumatizing because the kids experience it, and hearing those stories is really powerful. I honestly, I've never heard anybody ask that or just express them as kids wanting to know how they could make other people stop hating them. I'm thinking in particular of a story that I read recently about an Australian Muslim woman who, I think she was like 9 or something in 2001 at the time of the attacks on the World Trade Center, and as well the Pentagon, and there was another one, wasn't it? No, there was a plane that went down. There were 4 planes or 5 planes. Yeah. Still, and her story about realizing that all that her mother and her parents had told her growing up, that she should prevent basically opportunities for other people to express racism, because that's, and I'm putting it in very specific terms, then it's a lot simpler for a kid to understand this, but like when you're a minority, or at least it's not even being a minority, is when you have less power from a social perspective. You need to put yourself in positions that you're not going to test other people's bigotry, and that happens for people of color. That happens for for women and genders that don't, and non-gender conforming people, that happens for people of minority religions, and it's just, it's that already is going to traumatize the kid. But for a kid then to realize that all their friends and people around them can turn on a dime and just show a side of them that because of course, a very world-affecting event that was the 9/11 attacks, for them to turn on a dime and just start treating her so differently, and even if it's not, like, the thing is, even if it's not outward attacks, and that's where racism really gets to people and allows and is hard for other people to spot it, for people who are not victims of it. Like, even just things like asking her if she were, if they were her family. I remember reading about that. I don't know the details, but still, people kept asking her if they were her family, if she knew any terrorists, and that affects people, because of course she wouldn't know. She wasn't just on the other side of the world. She was just a kid in Australia, and that's a very specific type of racism, but still, of course, totally a racist attitude. And for a kid, that's devastating. And that's why I kept talking about Izara and her strength, because either from it's hard to understand her character from a intentionality standpoint from the writers, because I don't know if the writers really wanted her to be strong in the face of the discrimination and the attacks and hatred that her people suffered while she was alive in this game. It might be that the developers didn't think of, because the developers don't actually raise that subject of the trauma that kids go through in a racist society. It's not in the text. The game doesn't talk about it, but it's blatant. It's obvious. It's super obvious. So I don't know. But anyway, Izara is depicted as very strong, but not literally. It's the text is not there. It's not. She said, Rosie just now said that she was strong to the core, which I think is definitely true. But still, this kid, yeah, interesting.
Isara, I got something to report to you today. A while back, when we went to stop the hunts, I met a boy who'd lost his parents, right? Well, he sent me a letter. Said once I got to sing again, he'd come listen to me. Good taste for a little squirt, huh? And he says he wants to become a doctor. Says that's his way of changing the world. I'm not promising miracles, but we'll try, bit by bit. You just watch. Take it easy, Isara. I'll come again soon.
Yeah, I lost myself in my ramble about racism. That was my original point about changing the world. How can you actually change the world? No matter how you fit in, no matter how you seem accepted by people, they can turn. Because it's not the people. I mean, it is the people. It's absolutely the people, for sure. But the system that profits off of discrimination, whatever it is. I mean, of course, with the 9/11 attacks, there's a lot of political profiteering there in specific regarding different things. And of course, at the time, people were talking about it, but now we have the benefit of history, and we can look back and see what. And see with hindsight is 2020 for those who actually want to have that hindsight. But for the Jews, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They can be accepted as much as possible. I remember reading about H.P. Lovecraft. I'm playing Stygian right now, by the way, on the channel. You might know about that Let's Play. Stygian is a Lovecraftian game. And H.P. Lovecraft was married to a Jewish woman, and he was famously anti-Semitic and just racist in general. He said he spoke of his wife as a specifically as a well-adjusted Jew, and that's just racist in the face of it, but it is a very different type of racism than what the concentration camps and the gas chambers were, not just for the Jews, but for the Roma people and for other minorities, including homosexuals, transsexuals, and people with incapacities of just mobility and diseases, degenerative diseases, because that was the system. You can't. It's not about the people so much as it is about everything around it, and the reason why things like slavery, that's the system of slavery, it's all connected there, and changing the world needs, in the face of racism, needs to change. You need to change those systems, absolutely. And maybe we are going to change the world regarding the darks in this game. I wonder if that's going to happen. That'd be really cool. That would really actually that would be on point for the storyline. Yuzaro is a main character, and seeing a payoff, and we're seeing lots of things regarding that, and with Rosie and whatnot, seeing a payoff for that would be fantastic. So, At the Field Hospital is the name of this part, and chapter Lost Within Victory. Didn't we get that already? When we lost to Zara?
Oh, Alicia.
What? Oh, right. I forgot. I'm sorry. We interrupted our normal programming to see something that was completely different. Alicia got shot.
They said it missed her organs, but she's still out cold, huh? Come on, boss. There ain't nothing we can do for her cooped up in here. We really got our hands full, keeping those imps from crashing down on top of us.
Yeah, you're right. We'll be back soon, Alicia.
Lieutenant Gunther, might I have a word?
Sure, what's up?
Well, I'd feel more comfortable if we could talk alone.
Right. I'll head on back to the squad, boss.
Thanks, Largo. Get everyone ready to move out.
I'm sorry to keep you. I know you've got a squad to run here.
It's fine, what is it?
Well, I removed the bullet from Alicia's body, but when I took a look at it,
She has two hearts.
The bullet wasn't of Imperial make. It was a Gallian sniper rifle round, sir.
What?
And not just a normal round either. It's part of a new series, still in testing.
So you're saying you think Alicia was shot by someone on our side?
I can't be completely sure, but I believe it's a very real possibility.
But why? What would anyone stand to gain from shooting someone in their own camp?
This is a dramatic turn of events. What the heck? Clashing of opinions.
Ah, those incompetents! Why are they letting the Empire have their way?
With all due respect, General, our army isn't equipped to fight a Valkyria. We ought to pull back for now and think of a strategy to neutralize her safely.
Ah, quiet, quiet! If we pull out now, how will I explain this to the higher-ups? Tomorrow at noon, we march on to the Empire again. Every soldier we have fights.
General!
Yeah, he's a general. What higher ups? The chief of the state. Well, what's it called? The army. He's a general. I mean, I suppose he might have somebody above him. I suppose, maybe.
Know your place, Farad. You are dismissed.
Yeah, that's.
This is hopeless. We'll lose the whole army. Isn't there... What can we do?
Desert? Because that's a lot. That happens a lot in war, especially with dumbass generals. I mean, I'm not. I'm just going on what's going on here. Going off of what's said in here, because it's just doing strategical defenses or strategical options based on political goals, which is, you know, a recipe for getting them all killed. Are we gonna desert? Because that would be really cool, actually. Okay, well, we're out of time for the day, so let's see what the awakening is, because she's gonna wake. I think that much is obvious. But for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Valkyria Chronicles. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.